Good evening and welcome to this special live broadcast. Tonight, financial markets, investors, and ordinary citizens around the world are holding their breath as speculation builds that the long-anticipated revaluation of the Iraqi dinar may be only hours away. What began as quiet whispers has turned into a thunderous conversation, with analysts, insiders, and even former officials hinting that the countdown has begun. Screens are lit up across living rooms and trading floors alike as millions wait for confirmation that could reshape personal fortunes, national economies, and the entire landscape of foreign exchange. All eyes are on Baghdad tonight, where reports suggest that final technical adjustments are underway. Sources close to the Iraqi central bank say security teams have been stationed at major financial hubs, and staff have been working extended hours. The unusual activity has only fueled speculation that preparations are in their final stages. Banks are quietly bracing for what could be one of the most significant monetary events of our time, while international observers monitor every signal coming from Iraq's financial leadership. The mood in the country is tense but filled with anticipation. Citizens in Baghdad have been spotted gathering near exchange centers, some carrying stacks of dinar notes, others holding mobile phones, refreshing news feeds by the minute. Taxi drivers, shopkeepers, and university students alike are speaking of nothing else. For years, Iraqis have been told that patience would be rewarded, that their currency would one day reflect the strength of their oil-rich nation. Tonight, many believe that day has finally arrived. Meanwhile, outside Iraq, investors are glued to their screens. In the United States, watch parties are forming in private homes, with families who invested years ago now daring to imagine what life could look like if the revaluation goes live. Some say they will pay off debts, others speak of building businesses, and many admit they are simply waiting to exhale after years of holding on to faith. In London, financial districts remain unusually busy for this late hour, with traders monitoring signals and adjusting positions. In Asia, particularly Vietnam, where similar speculation surrounds the dong, discussions are intensifying about whether both currencies could be revalued in coordination. Social media is alive with rumors, countdowns, and unconfirmed claims. Hashtags tied to the Iraqi dinar are trending globally, and live streams are pulling in thousands of viewers at once. Some channels broadcast clocks ticking down to midnight in Baghdad, speculating that the announcement will come at the top of the hour. Others warn viewers not to be misled by false alarms. The noise is deafening, the excitement palpable, and the truth remains elusive until official confirmation is given. In Washington, the Treasury Department has declined to comment on the rumors, saying only that it remains committed to supporting Iraq's economic stability. The International Monetary Fund has also remained silent tonight, but insiders suggest that preparations of this magnitude rarely happen without coordination. If the revaluation is indeed imminent, it will have required months of planning, consultation, and international cooperation. Analysts point to several recent signs as evidence that something extraordinary is in motion. Exchange centers in multiple countries have reported software updates in recent days. Several banks have issued internal memos instructing staff to prepare for an increase in foreign currency activity. And most strikingly, over the last 48 hours, several prominent financial news networks have devoted special coverage to the dinar, breaking years of silence on the subject. These developments, taken together, have convinced many that the speculation is not unfounded. In the streets of Baghdad, ordinary citizens speak with equal parts excitement and skepticism. One shop owner told reporters, "We have been told many times before, but tonight feels different. People can sense it." A taxi driver added, "If it happens, it will change my children's lives. But until I see it with my own eyes, I will not celebrate." These cautious voices reflect the history of disappointment that has surrounded this issue, but the growing activity in banks and government buildings suggests that this time may indeed be different. Markets around the world are already reacting to the possibility. Oil prices have risen slightly, with traders betting that a stronger Iraqi currency will translate to new dynamics in export pricing. Asian markets are preparing for potential shifts in trade balances if the Vietnamese dong follows suit. And in Europe, central bankers are working through the night, holding emergency calls to discuss potential fallout. This is not a local story, it is a global one, and the consequences will ripple far beyond Iraq's borders. The speculation is also deeply emotional. Many investors have waited for years, some for decades, often enduring ridicule from skeptics. Online tonight, countless stories are being shared of people who purchased dinar long ago and held on to it despite doubt and financial hardship. One woman in Texas said through tears during a live stream, "I prayed for this day for my family. I almost gave up, but I held on." Her story is echoed thousands of times over in comments, posts, and phone calls, flooding radio shows. Back in Iraq, celebrations have already begun in some neighborhoods despite the lack of official confirmation. Children are running with flags, fireworks have been spotted in the distance, and groups of men are gathered around televisions and radios waiting for the announcement. The sense of history is thick in the air, as though the nation itself is on the brink of turning a page it has waited decades to write. Security is tight in Baghdad tonight. Reports indicate that major exchange centers are under heavy guard, and additional police have been deployed near government buildings. Officials want to prevent chaos should crowds surge once the announcement is made. Sources close to the central bank say armored vehicles have been spotted near some sites, suggesting preparations for both celebrations and challenges that may arise. If the revaluation goes live, the impact will be immediate and profound. Iraqis will see their currency suddenly valued at a rate not experienced in decades. International investors will face new calculations as billions of dollars in dinar holdings shift in worth overnight. The foreign exchange market will see one of its most dramatic moments in history, with ripple effects felt in commodities, equities, and global trade. Skeptics caution, however, that such a move is fraught with challenges. Inflationary pressures, logistical hurdles, and political opposition could complicate implementation. Yet officials appear confident, with several prominent figures hinting that mechanisms have been carefully planned to ensure stability. For weeks, subtle signs of coordination have been visible to those watching closely, from meetings with foreign partners to quiet reforms in banking structures. As the countdown continues, the world waits. The sense of suspense is unlike anything seen in recent financial history. Anchors repeat the same lines every few minutes, showing footage of Baghdad at night, interviewing analysts, replaying clips of past statements from Iraqi officials. It is not yet confirmation, but it feels inevitable. Every tick of the clock brings us closer to an answer that could redefine fortunes and reshape economies. Tonight, people are not just watching news, they are living history in real time. The potential revaluation of the Iraqi dinar is more than a financial adjustment. It is a story of hope, patience, and transformation. From families clutching currency notes to investors staring at screens, from children waving flags to officials working late into the night, the energy is universal. And so, as we stay live on air, we remind viewers this story is still developing. Nothing has been officially announced yet, but every sign points to the possibility that before the sun rises in Baghdad, the world may wake to a new reality in global finance. Until then, the countdown continues, the speculation builds, and millions wait for the words that could change everything. The Iraqi dinar has revalued.